Okay, yes. So the title of our training this morning is the importance of knowledge in MLM, in multi-level marketing, in network marketing. And I know that this will impact us so much that we're going to apply it and begin to get massive results. So let's quickly delve into the training for today. Now, knowledge defined. Let's define knowledge in itself. What is knowledge? Knowledge has to do with facts, information, and skills acquired through experience or education. Knowledge has to do with facts, it has to do with information, it has to do with skills that have been acquired through experience or through education. Now, the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject is also knowledge. If you're talking about facts, if you're talking about information, if you're talking about the skills that have been acquired about a given subject matter, that is called knowledge. If you're talking about those information, skill, and facts that have been acquired through experience, through education, we are talking about knowledge. It is the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. So whether theory or whether practical aspects, you have understanding about a given subject matter, okay? So you can make a sentence and say a test for knowledge. You have a test to get either theoretical aspect or practical aspect of a given subject. It has to do with awareness or familiarity that is gained by experience of a fact or a situation. The awareness or the familiarity that you gain through experience of a fact or a situation is knowledge, okay? So you can even make a sentence and say the program was developed without his knowledge. Now, let's look at 4 types of knowledge in MLM, in network marketing, in multi-level marketing. There are 4 types of knowledge. The first type of knowledge is the learned knowledge. That is knowledge that was learned. Number 2 is activity knowledge, a knowledge that was gained through engaging in activity. Number 4 is modeling knowledge, a knowledge that was gained through modeling somebody, something, okay? And number 4 is teaching knowledge. So let me quickly go into explaining knowledge number 1, the learned knowledge or the learned knowledge. Now, it is knowledge or training gotten from the company or the organization that you are currently working with. For example, our company, an organization, C2 Energy International, constantly organizes trainings and workshops to guide us, to build us, to inform us, and this forms knowledge, okay? The training gotten from the company or from the organization you're working with is learned knowledge. Training gotten from audios, from books, from videos, and from materials. This is another example of learned knowledge. The training you get from audios, the training you get from books, the training you get from videos, the training you get from materials that you source out about a given field, about a given subject matter now in our business is called the learned knowledge. Now, a lot of learned knowledge is gotten in multi-level marketing. There is a lot of knowledge, information being shared, being divulged in multi-level marketing. And that is why our business is a personal development and mentorship program. Because of the the number of information or knowledge that is being divulged, being shared on a daily basis, it makes our business that business that you will do with the forthright sense of, I want to go through personal development. I want to be mentored. Our business is a mentorship program, okay? And that is because of knowledge being shared. Now, Thomas Friedman said, the world only cares about and pays off on what you can do with what you know, and it doesn't care how you learn it. The world only cares about and pays off. So the world cares only about, number one, and pays you off on those things that you can do with what you know. In other words, if you know a lot and you do nothing, the world does not care about you, and nobody is willing to pay you for doing nothing. But the irony of the whole thing is this: nobody really cares how you learned it. The world does not really care how you learned it. They only know that you know what you know and you used it to do one thing or the other. Let's look at number 2, activity knowledge. Now, activity knowledge is one of the most important types of knowledge. Activity knowledge is one of the most essential types of knowledge when it comes to knowledge and learning. Most people, they never feel ready. They never feel ready. They never feel like they know what to do. Most people, they never feel like they know what to do. They never feel like they know what to do. They never feel like they are ready. When you talk about being ready, being ready to do something, they feel like they are waiting for the perfect time. They are waiting for the best time to act. And guess what? The best time never comes. Okay? The best time is always in future. This year, from January, we were waiting for the best time. You say, I'm waiting for the best time to act, the best time to engage. I'm going to do it when I'm ready. And now the end of the year is here. And then you never did anything. Now you're saying next year, I'm going to do it at the best time next year. No, it simply shows that you are lacking one type of knowledge, and that knowledge is called the activity knowledge. Most people never feel ready. They never feel like they know what to do. Okay? They feel like they need much more information before they start practicing. They feel like they need more information. Can you tell me more? I want to learn more. Teach me more. I want to read more books about this thing. You see some people, they have the money to start our business. They are willing to start the business, but they say, no, let me go and do all my research first before I start the business. And then in the end of the day, they never get started because of no activity was put in. Procrastination. You can even call it procrastination. The opposite of activity knowledge is procrastination. So in the new year, if you must excel, you must put in a lot of activity knowledge, because it is one of the most important. Most people never get started. They never feel prepared. Emerson said, do the thing and you have the power. Do the thing. The learning is in the doing. The learning is in the doing. If you begin to do the thing, you begin to take the step, before you know, you begin to do better. One of our partners yesterday, he met me and we're just having a brief chat. And he was saying, do you know that before, I never thought I could do presentation. But when I came here and then we just started, they said, go and present. And I was thinking maybe I have to go through some special training, special anointing service and stuff like that. But a little training and then go and do it. And then he went and began to do it. And today he's getting better and better and better every day. Do the thing, those things that you are afraid of doing. If you want to remove the fear in you, take the step first. If you're afraid of presenting, go out and present. The fear will go away. If you're afraid of prospecting, you think you can't prospect, you are afraid of talking to somebody, you are fidgeting, you don't know whether you should or you shouldn't, you are in a fix to go or not to go, to do or not to do. Let me tell you, if you want that fear to go out of your body, to leave you alone, the fastest way is to put it into practice, is to engage. Once you engage, once you begin to do the activity, that fear will leave you. So Emerson said, do the thing and you will have the power. Okay, do the thing. Practice, they say, makes perfect. Now, it is much easier to act your way into the feeling than feel your way into the acting. It is much easier to act your way into the feeling than you wait until you begin to feel like before you act. No. If you begin to take steps, you begin to take action, begin to move, begin to do something, it is easier for you to start up momentum. You don't know whether you will succeed in this business or not. You don't know whether you will make a headway or not. The fastest way to know whether you will succeed or you will make a headway or not is to start doing something already. You set up goals for yourself. You don't know whether you hit these goals or not. If you want to know whether you hit these goals or not, you have to start doing something. Take the step, move out, okay? It is much easier to act your way into the feeling than you begin to feel your way into the acting. You can start by acting your way into that feeling. Begin to pretend, begin to behave like. Then you can now begin to act your way into the feeling. Now, do you know that 1 hour activity on the field is worth 20 hours activity in the classroom? Do you know that 1 hour activity on the field is worth 20 hours of activity in the classroom? You are learning and learning and learning and learning and learning, and you never put into practice. You never engage, but you're always reading, you're always learning, you're always getting information. It's wonderful, but it would have been better if you are learning and you are acting at the same time. What you do is simple. As you learn knowledge, then you put it into practice through activity. What you do is simple. As you begin to learn, as you begin to get more knowledge, more information, then put it into practice through activity. The only difference between you and the top earner in your team or organization is that, wow, the only difference between you and the top earner in your team, in your organization, and in your company is that those people made a lot of mistakes than you. Is that not amazing? Come on, is that not surprising? That the difference between you and the person you desire to be like is that that person gave himself or herself the freedom to fail, the freedom to make mistakes, the freedom to make mistakes, because it is in making mistakes that you grow. If you are afraid of making mistakes, you will never grow. If you are afraid of making errors, you will never grow. Look at this here. They failed their way to the top. The people that are successful, the people you admire, the people you want to be like, the people that look like they are gods and goddesses, as it were. I mean, the people that their success looks so massive. Those people you are admiring, they made a lot of mistakes. They were able to make so many more mistakes than you could ever imagine. Take, for example, Michael Jordan. He had already made a lot of mistakes. He missed a lot of shooting penalty balls that he was giving, the winning shots. He missed a lot of them, thousands of them. Thomas Edison, that we admire because he made the light for us, the light bulb. He tried several times. Record has it that this man tried like 1,000 times and did not succeed. He failed more often. It was in the 1,001st time that record said that he got it right. When he was asked, they said, why, what kept you going? You did it 100, 200, 300, 400, 900 times, and you did not stop. He said, yes, I only learned different ways how not to make the light bulb. So if you want to succeed more than you have in 2023, let me tell you, be ready to fail more. Be ready to try many things, try new things. It's okay to make mistakes, okay? Because it is in the process of making mistakes that you grow, you learn. Failure is only failure when you quit. Failure is only failure when you quit. But if you don't quit, you have not failed. Is that not an encouraging word? Is that not amazing? That the only time you can say you have failed is if you quit. But so long as you don't quit, so long as you stay put, failure is only a process of learning. It is either you earned or you learned. It's either you earned or you learned. So don't be afraid to try something new for yourself. If knowledge is power, then learning is a superpower. Okay? If knowledge is power, it then means that learning, the art of learning, is a superpower. And do you know the interesting thing about learning? Anybody can do it. There's no segregation of class, of background, of, back in the days, you could not learn. During slave trade, people, the blacks could not, they didn't give them a chance to learn. They said because of the color of your skin, you cannot learn. You can't read. If they catch you with a book writing, they will kill you. You will be killed. Back in the days, during slave trade, if you were caught with a book writing, you'll be killed. You were prohibited from learning. As time went on, they said, okay, blacks can learn, but you will not sit down where the whites sit down. You will sit down at the back. We were limited in knowledge. We had no right to learn. But guess what? Today, knowledge is open to all. And do you know what? Because it has been open to all, many people now trivialize it. Because it is now available and abundant to everybody. Many people now take it for granted. If knowledge is power, then learning is a superpower. According to Jim Wick, he said, learning is a superpower. And no wonder the Bible says that my people perish because they don't learn. They don't have knowledge. If you learn, if you gain knowledge, you will have superpower. We used to think that superpower is one power like that. If you learn, you will be able to do what other people are not doing. They will be seeing you like a god. Because you know what they don't know, you do what they cannot do. Come on, what even makes God God? Is it not because of what he knows that we don't know? I have an argument there. What makes God 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 is God because God knows what human beings don't know. He said the ways of God, the knowledge of God, the foolishness of God is wiser than the wisdom of man. That's how the Bible puts it. So if you begin to engage into learning, you are operating in the God nature, in the God realm. If you operate in the realm of knowledge, if you begin to learn, if you begin to develop more and learn, and you are hungry to know more, you are operating in the God nature. You have entered another realm. You've left the human realm and you're operating on the supernatural realm, the God realm. If knowledge is power, then learning is a superpower. Now let's look at the next type of knowledge, modeling knowledge. I hope you are with me. I hope you are with me. Are you following? Okay, let's look at the modeling knowledge. Okay, now everything you do in this business duplicates. Everything that you do in this business does what? It duplicates. Do you know what? The bad things duplicate faster than the good. The bad things, they duplicate faster than the good things. Is that not interesting? That anything you are doing, the way you're doing your business now, your success lines, they are learning it from you. Everything you are doing, they are copying you. They are copying you. They are watching you. They are copying and pasting everything you're doing. Everything you are doing is duplicating. But the bad things are the ones that even duplicate faster than the good ones. You have to make sure that the master copy is what's duplicating. You have to make sure that that master copy you have is what's duplicating, especially from your frontline distributors. Anything that you are doing, you need to make sure that that thing is worth duplicating so that they will not go and duplicate something that is bad, something that is error. If error is duplicated in the team, it will go down the line. Especially when it has to do with your front line. Those people who sign up under you directly, you need to teach them the basics. You need to teach them the basics of the business, the principles, the guidelines, the work pattern, everything that has to do with our business, because they will in turn begin to duplicate exactly what they have seen you or learned from you. What they have seen you do and what they've learned from you. The attitude comes first before the money and not the other way around. Your attitude, the knowledge is what gives birth to attitude. Do you know that attitude will come first before money? Not money coming first before attitude. Your attitude to the attitude of wealth, the attitude, the character, the lifestyle, the thought pattern of wealth and wealth creation will come first before the money even comes. So if you don't have the attitude for wealth, you don't have the thought pattern for success, you want to have a team of 1,000 people, of 10,000 people, of 20,000 people, you want to grow next year to become a super successful leader, top earner, this, that, and the other, your goals are massive. What about your attitude? Do you have the attitude of the person that has that kind of result? Yes. Because if you don't have the attitude of the person that has that kind of result, definitely you cannot be able to produce that kind of result. So the attitude comes first before the money and not the other way around. Now, see this here. Modeling knowledge means that you found a leader that you want to be like, and you model what they do, and they help shape your years or months of your learning curve. Modeling knowledge means that you find somebody or some people who have already attained the height that you desire to attain, who have already achieved the things that you want to achieve, who have already gone to where you want to go to, and you begin to model them. You begin to model what they did. You begin to model what they are doing. You make them your friends. It could be through audios. They don't know you, you don't know them, but you listen to their materials. It could be through their books. They don't know you, you don't know them, but you read their books. Who told you that you must have a physical one-on-one relationship before you begin to model what somebody does? It's only when you come to this business, you begin to find people complicating it. This, if you go out there in music, in what have you, people are modeling people in football. People say, I want to be like Messi, and they begin to follow what Messi does. They begin to practicalize it. Ronaldo, when they score a goal, they begin to gesticulate like Ronaldo and all that. What I'm simply saying is that don't complicate it. Make it simple. Our business is not difficult. You see somebody that is already succeeding, copy and paste. Okay, copy and paste what that person is doing. Now, it also means that you are doing what you have to do if you have a big team. If you have a big team, modeling knowledge means that you know that a lot of people are looking up to you. You know that a lot of people have their eyes on you. So you are not going to do things that will be inimical to growth. You're going to do things that other people can learn from you. Other people can copy from you. Other people will want to do what you do. And when they do what you do, they will not be making a mistake. It therefore behooves you as a leader that you must be able to produce the qualities, the lifestyle, the results, the kind of character, the kind of knowledge, the kind of attitude that people will emulate from you. And when they do, they will be emulating the right thing, not the wrong one. So it means that you are going to do what you know has to be done. Okay? Now, if you don't have a big team, you're going to be acting as if you have a big team that is watching what you do. Let's say you just got started in this business and you don't have a big team yet. Your team is not yet so big. Okay? What you have to do is that so if you have a big team, you have to begin to do what you know you're supposed to do. If you have a big team, you have to begin to do what you know you're supposed to do. You're going to begin to practicalize. Okay? You begin to practicalize what you know you're supposed to do. Other people begin to learn from you. And even if you don't have any person that is learning from you yet, just begin to do it. Begin to imbibe the character, the culture, the attitude, because very soon you are going to have a big team. And when you have a big team, those people will be learning from you. Okay? Do those things as though you have a big team already. Do those things as though you have a big team already. Begin to behave. Begin to act as though you have a big team already. Now, that's modeling knowledge. Now, let's talk about teaching knowledge, and then we'll wrap up this meeting. Teaching knowledge. Now, teaching knowledge Who learns more between the student and the teacher? Who learns more between the student and the teacher? Who is the person that learns more between the student and between the teacher? Is it the student that learns more, or is it the teacher that learns more? Who learns more? The student or the teacher? Who is the person that learns more? It is the teacher, of course. The teacher learns much more than the student. Do you know what? It is the person out of this meeting now, the person that is getting more value is not you. The person that is getting more value is me. I'm the one that is learning more than you. You quote me anywhere. If I can put it to test, the person that is getting more knowledge, more value is me, because I'm the one teaching. The teacher learns more. Okay? If you had to teach what you're learning this morning to hundreds of people, how will you take notes? If you were to teach what you're learning this morning to hundreds of people, I guess by now you would have written a lot of things, true or false. True. You would have filled up your notes. You would have written a lot, because you know that tomorrow I'm going to be teaching. Tomorrow I'm going to be the one training. You will take it more seriously. Would you? I'm asking you a question. Will you not take it more seriously? If you know that what you're learning this morning, you will teach it to someone else, of course you will. You will take it more seriously. You will put in more seriousness into it. That's teaching knowledge now. Now, as you attend trainings, sales meetings, millionaire school, etc., you are required to take notes. As you attend the Emerge retreat, you need to go with your diary, with your writing materials, with your phone. Empty your phone to record, to take recordings, to take videos, because you will find them valuable tomorrow. You don't know the profits. You don't know what those things will impart into your life tomorrow. That is teaching knowledge. Okay? You have to be curious always, because knowledge will not acquire you. You will acquire it. Wow. You have to be curious always. Why do you have to be curious always? Because knowledge is not going to acquire you. You are the one that's going to acquire knowledge. According to Sudibak says, you got to be curious for knowledge always. It's not you that is going to acquire knowledge. It's not knowledge that is going to acquire you. It's you that will acquire knowledge. Okay? Now, let's look at the summary on the 4 types of knowledge. I think we are going to have to end it at this part today and continue tomorrow. The summary on the 4 types of knowledge. Number 1, learning takes submissiveness, it takes patience, and it takes time. Learning takes submissiveness. Are you with me? Are you with me? Can you see my screen? Okay. Are you with me? Can you hear me? Can you see my screen? Are we together? If we're together, let me know that we're together. If we're together, can you let me know that we are together? Okay, good. Yes, I can see. Yeah, that's great. Okay, learning takes submissiveness. Learning takes submissiveness. Learning takes patience, and learning takes time. So you need to give yourself, you need to be submissive, whether the person teaching you is a big or small person, whether the person is tall or short, whether the person is fat or slim, whether the person, whatever the case, you need to be submissive so that you can learn from that person. Because if you don't become submissive, if you're not submissive, you will not learn. You also need to know that it takes patience. You need to be patient with yourself and patient with your teacher as the person divulges the information to you. You also need to know that it takes some time. Okay, it takes some time for you to learn, to grab, to understand, and to absorb what the information that has been passed across to you. Enjoy the process of moving from stage to stage. You have to enjoy the process of moving from one stage to another stage. Okay, enjoy the process. Enjoy the challenging time. The learning stage is full of challenges, but you need to enjoy it. Then move to the activity stage. Learn the activities that great people do until you are worthy of being modeled. Okay, learn the activities that great people do until you are worthy of being modeled. There are activities that great people do. You need to learn those activities that great people do until you are worthy of being modeled. Learn the activities great people do until you are worthy of being modeled. There are activities that great people do, and you need to learn those activities before somebody starts modeling you. You don't just wake up overnight and become a model for every person to emulate. There's a typical story like that in the Bible where David had to be in the bush. And while he was in the bush, he was being trained, he was learning, he was acquiring knowledge, he was acquiring skill, because the day of manifestation will come. The day of exposure will come. What if your day of exposure comes and it happens to be that you were playing during your learning days? What if the day of your manifestation comes and you just find out that opportunity came and you were not prepared? You were not prepared for the opportunity that came. You were playing in your learning days. So when the day for manifestation came, there was nothing to manifest. There was nothing to produce. There was nothing to give. That would be an error on your part. It will leave you with disgrace. It will leave you with shame. It will leave you with bitterness. It will leave you feeling so bad. We don't want to even go there. Okay? So enjoy the challenging time in your learning stage. Okay? Then move to activity stage. Move to activity stage. Learn the activities that great people do until you are worthy of being modeled. Instead of liking all the glamour that Ambassador Michael has, or that person you like, that person you're modeling, whoever the person is, instead of liking all the things that that person has, the glamour, which is very good though, is not bad. Why not first like the process that the person passed through? Why not first like the process, the activity, the things that produce that person? Because if you like the things that produce that person and you make those things your friends, you make those things ally, you make those things your hobby that produce that person, you will most likely very soon begin to do what that person is doing. Than if you go ahead just to like the person. I like you. I like the glamour. You look good. I want to be like you. If I have this kind of alert, I will help people. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll do the other. I will go on vacation. No, all those things are wonderful. But what we are saying is that first and foremost, why not like the process? Instead of liking what the results, the glamour, first like the process. Okay, so the great people you have around you, they all have something that made them great. Like it, follow it, absorb it, practice those things, you will become great too. It's simple as ABC. Okay, then as this happens, as you follow the modeling knowledge, you will now get into the realm of teaching, the teaching knowledge, because at this point in time, you have already learned, you have already acted, you have already modeled. Now you become a teacher. You become a teacher. You begin to dish from the wealth of your store, from your treasure chest. When you open your treasure chest, there is a lot to share. There is a lot to divulge. As against when you open your treasure chest and there is nothing to divulge. What makes the difference is your attitude as you grow through what you go through. Do you know that what makes the difference is your attitude, the kind of attitude you put up as you grow through what you're going through? Do you know that what you're going through now is a process of growth? What you're going through now, the different stages you're in now, is a process. But what matters the most is what kind of attitude are you putting up? These attitudes, these characters, these things determine how well you'll be formed, how fast your growth will be. So I hope this morning you have learned 4 types of knowledge, and I hope that you have gained a lot. I also hope that this information you have gotten today, that you are going to go ahead and begin to put them into practice. I want to ask a question. What are the 4 types of knowledge that we saw? What are the 4 types of knowledge that we saw? What are the 4 types of knowledge we saw?